Okay, Miles. So where do you jig?
A big question. Spot X. Our spot X is.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I think I prefer the overhead rods. You like the spinner rods.
Yes. Slammer.
I'm a fan. Like I'm a bit of a Shimano fan.
Yep.
It's a Trinidad 12A. You don't need much line capacity on there, so I'm quite happy to use a smaller reel. Because the Kingfish, once you've hooked it, only runs down.
Yep.
So if you're fishing 30 meters, it can only go 30 meters.
Yeah, you can't go any further.
You're fishing 50, it'll only go 50. Fishing 100, it'll only go 100. So that's the line capacity you need. We're using, well, I'm using 80 pound braid. I think you use 50.
50, yes.
100 pound leader, 1 leader.
Yep, same as me.
Needed for the stretch. It doesn't matter what make you use really, as long as it's comfortable, as long as it's got a nice long arm section so it's comfortable when you're jigging all day. You've got a short, if it's too short, it tends to hurt your shoulder quite a bit. It doesn't fit nicely, so you need something that's nicely that you can push comfortably all day.
Yep.
The jigging weight of the rod, I prefer a slightly lighter rod. So this is 150 gram to 250 gram, 24 kg rod. Fishing 37 kgs doesn't make any difference.
What's that in PE?
Oh shit, PE.
Like 5'8"?
Probably about 6.
Oh yeah.
I'm fishing PE 8, I think. I don't know. Yeah, so I like the shorter rods, gives you more leverage.
Yep.
Longer rod is a bit harder on the arms when you're fighting a fish and also jigging. And also
too far.
Hanging on the kayak too. The short too, you don't get it wrapped around your tip all the time when you're jigging. The longer the rod, the harder it is, and you end up having to jig into the water a bit.
Yep.
So I stick with the shortest I can get. I think these are 5 foot.
Like you're in the better position with the shorter rod, whereas longer ones, the fish is better off.
The fish is better off.
Yeah.
So I prefer the short one for the power you put on that fish and the hurt you can give it.
Yep.
It's a Trinidad. This is an Asia Trigger, 1500.
Yep.
The Trinidad, I've actually changed the handles. I put a longer handle on.
Why is that?
It just feels better for jigging.
Yep.
And I think it doesn't change too much, but it definitely feels a lot better.
The differences?
With the wheels.
Yep.
The Trinidad is basically the same thing, but there's a few features on the Asia Jigger that are a lot nicer. If you're filming like we are, the Trinidad's got a silent drag, so you can't hear the fish run. The Asia Jigger, they actually made it so when the fish runs, it's actually got a sound on it.
Oh, a bit of a click.
Yeah, so you can actually hear it. You can hear it run there. On the Trinidad, you can't hear anything. It's just silent.
Yeah, it's actually really smooth.
Yeah, yeah, and I use store drags. I don't like lever drags on the kayak. There might be some that are okay, but everyone I've used tends to get water in on the drag washers, and it becomes a problem with the sticky drag. The store drag, no issues whatsoever. These reels are shit. How long have you known me? Yeah.
Yeah, just over a year.
Yeah, so these things are probably older than that. Nothing's been done to this reel. Look how smooth that is.
Still nice and smooth.
Smooth.
Yep.
If you did that on lever drag by now, it is a very sticky drag. I won't say all lever drags because maybe these.
Speaking of drags, they're about 7 kilos, right?
I'm using 7.5 or 7.
Yeah, 7.5.
7.5 on this one.
And then you
it's more than enough for me. Even with the big king on, with 7.5 drag, I've almost been pulled off the kayak a few times.
And you thumb a lot.
I tighten this right up there. So if I got a big fish on, I tighten it as tight as I can get that thing.
Yeah. So
and I also thumb it. I even put 2 thumbs on it if I have to.
I've actually seen you doing 2 thumbs.
Yeah. And I actually prefer having 7.5 kgs. I know Min's the opposite, but with me, I like to know that if the fish is pulling too hard, it's going to pull me over. I could just take my thumbs off there and let it go. But you see that? Another feature the howtojig has that the Trinidad doesn't have is you don't have to click that over manually. It just clicks over by itself.
Yep, just flicks over automatically. Yeah.
But very, very nice reels. I love them. This one's also got a lock on it. So if you lock it up,
Really? Where's the clicker?
Doesn't have a clicker.
Oh, okay.
It's just got the drag with the click on the drag.
Right.
So the Trinidad's different, The Trinidad's got a clicker. So that's all that's got. It's strictly a jigging reel.
Yep.
If you lock it up, if you're stuck on the bottom, it's nice because that's full on lock.
Yeah.
I would never use that on the fish because you might, I don't know if you'll damage the reel or you'll go overboard probably. The leashes, I just make my own leashes.
Yeah.
Very easy, out the way. So having the leash at the back here, so when I'm jigging, it's not wrapping on my handle or anything. It's behind me, nicely out the way. I mean, I've just made them so easy to just click on at the end of the day. And coming to the jigs. So we're just running a 100-pound mono. That's
Is it the same clip?
you don't need fluorocarbon at all. Mono's sufficient. I find it hard to believe the fluorocarbon's better. It's a lot cheaper too.
Use our mono.
Yeah, cheap. When I started using fluorocarbon at one stage, I almost went broke.
Yep.
with mono, you'll still have money left in the bank and catch some mini fish. Not at all. The clips, that's a 77 kg one, that's 108 kg.
Yeah, that's the same one that I've got, I think.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever lost a fish to those, except on the rare occasion when it has opened, if the fish has bitten down on it, but it doesn't happen because we've got the hook on this side, which is putting pressure on it. Very hard to happen.
Unlikely.
Never had a problem, You do anything. A lot of people tell me that won't work on the Kingfish. It works perfectly fine.
And they're cheap too.
They're cheap, they're nice, they're easy. I can change what I do when I'm out. I'm just carrying my jigs loose like that with no hooks on them. There's nothing worse than trying to grab a jig out your box and the hooks all tangled. So that's why I basically went to that system. I've got all these assist hooks here that end up spare. So I've got tons of spares for assist hooks. Use one assist hook for twice a year.
Yeah.
Unless I lose it on the bottom or something, but we've got ways to make sure we can retrieve them if we do get stuck. It doesn't always work, but we do quickly. With the clip system, if I find the fishing slow or I want to catch more trevally or something or more snapper, I can put a smaller assist hook on. Those work quite well, but we have lost big kingfish on them.
Yep, straighten ones.
Straighten them.
Yep.
This was Min started using at one stage. Brilliant. BKK.
Awesome.
I like these Zest ones Min's using at the moment because it's actually got a bigger bob. So that bob tends to stand the fish a lot better.
Yep.
But these BKK ones are not bad at all. I've caught a lot of fish on them. Snapper like them, trevally like them.
Yep.
I used to use that so I could get trevally, but that glow works well for trevally. I've caught countless trevally on that.
Right. And the length is pretty good for shorter double trouble as well.
Oh, definitely. You don't want your hook length going longer than the half the jig really. Let's find a jigger that's been hit by a kingfish. There's one there that's got a few kingfish marks on it. And you can see where they're hitting. I think even this double trouble. I used it once. First drop, and I had a king. You can actually see the kingfish teeth. That's when we were at Matari Bay. Yeah. And I lost that king. But you can actually see the teeth marks. Yeah. But that's where they're hitting the jig. They're hitting it on the head. Sometimes the snapper will hit the back. But kingfish normally will. There's one that's
definitely kingfish.
There's one that's been nailed by kingfish many times there.
Yeah, just at the top.
You can see the fine teeth marks from the kingfisher. Snapper normally leave like big bite marks like at the bottom of the jig sometimes or at the top. But that's that's where you want your hook.
Yep.
In that area there, so anywhere around there it hooks up well. Another very important thing, so there's two ways you can do it. You can either come straight off the clip like that.
Yep.
Straight off the clip. Well, what you want is you want your hook sitting 90 degrees
from
out
the jig.
from the jig. You don't want it sitting that way because then you're going to miss fish. You want it pointing out so it hooks up better.
It's exposed.
It's exposed.
Yeah.
And the same even if you keep the split ring on there. I think Mint does that a lot there. Split ring on, you're still sitting with the same thing. Your hook is sitting 90 degrees out there. You don't want your hook doing this. You don't want that.
No.
Because the fish is going to come and it's not going to be a clean hook up. You want it sitting out 90 degrees.
Yeah, pointing outwards.
Yeah. It's very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
You'll miss a lot of fish if you don't. And that's basically everything on the rod side.
Yeah, leader length?
Leader length, I use between 4 and 5 meters of leader because there's a lot of stretch. After cutting it gets shorter. Once it gets to about 2 meters, I'll redo it. FG, good old FG knot.
Oh yeah.
With a lot of turns on it, a lot of half hitches too, so it gives it leeway. So if it does slip.
Have you ever had FG slipping? I've never.
Not on my jigging rods. I've had them on lighter line slipping.
Oh yeah.
Jigging rods, I make sure they won't slip. I do 35 turns, and then I do about 8 half hitches.
Yeah.
So I've never had a problem with it coming off. Never. I can't break it. She.
What about the jigs? Got heaps of jigs.
Jig collectors.
Because you've got like a bloody full box at home, right? Like literally a full large box of literally medals.
And that's the thing with jigging with the kayak. Not all jigs are suited because some jigs will tie your arms up very quickly. I think you've experienced that.
Yep.
Especially like these heavier ones like that. Geez,
yeah, the fat and heavy ones. They're I think the worst.
Hard work on your arms.
Yeah, they're the worst.
But what we like to do is we jig for hours.
Yep.
Jig for 4 hours maybe.
So we've got smaller ones, bigger ones, fat ones. Even the slow jigs.
The way I do it, because I'm jigging all day. That's all I do. I might take a few of these things with occasionally. Other fish if I'm not catching. But I'll jig the whole day. And that's why I prefer jigging an 80 gram or 100 gram jig.
Yep, light ones.
Light ones. So I'll have probably one rod or 2 rods with light jigs on, and then I'll have one rod with a heavy jig.
Yep.
And especially in workups and that, I'll go straight to the bigger jig.
Yeah.
And then these catch, those ones are good. I've got so many.
Is that Long John?
Long John.
Yep.
Excellent jig. That's 150 gram. It's not too heavy. So I'll probably have like this on one of my rods, and I'll be jigging with that all the time. If I'm in a workup and I know there's kingfish underneath me, I'll go straight to that. I won't waste my time with that because I want the speed and I want it to get done quickly.
Yep.
And the kingfish loves those. Same with those. Yeah, all good there. That's
Broken arrow.
That's a bit on the heavy side. I'm not going to give that a go. So 200 gram jigs. I don't really jig too much. I know Min uses them a bit. I prefer just sticking to 150. At the end of the day, you've been jigging all day, you still got to pedal back.
That's true.
You don't want your arms cramping.
These 200 gram double troubles.
They're quite good, they're quite easy to jig if you just jig them slowly.
Yeah, only thing is, no matter what you do, it's still tiring.
Still tiring.
It's quite heavy, so. I find the slimmer jigs are less tiring.
Then that is not tiring at all.
Yeah, because they cut through quicker, I guess.
It's not tiring.
And
80 grams, you don't even know you've got a jig on.
Yeah, it kind of feels like soft baiting, right?
Like soft baiting, you can just.
Only thing is, people don't realize the small jigs catch big fish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, definitely. That's what it's for, big fish on these small troubles there. If you know that big fish are around, it doesn't hurt going to a bigger jig straight away. But I've caught kingies up to 17 kgs. So
Yep, on the 80 gram.
on
Yeah,
8 gram,
yeah,
no
yeah.
trouble. And quite regularly,
Yep,
not quite often. Eh?
it's got a little candy.
My bigger kingfish that I've caught over 20 kgs have been on
Long John?
long johns and other ones that are 150 grams,
Yep.
200 grams. Sometimes with a skirt on as well. Eh?
Yep.
The bigger fish seem to like a
Skirt,
yeah.
you don't use any skirts at the moment, right?
I have got one somewhere.
I mean, I've had all these.
Always keep one.
I've had all these like skirt assist hooks. To be honest, I was never really successful.
I'll always keep
blue
one because I have. I've had it where I love the skirt. So I've dropped jigs before and watched the kingfish just on the fall, just go straight for the skirt.
Right.
So,
Only one that I got a hook up was this pink one.
yeah.
This pink.
And you lots of good fish on that. Eh?
Yeah, that was
Maybe you only used that big stick for a long time.
yeah, and then I was trying to replicate the same situation, but never happened.
You don't need a skirt. It's just extra attraction sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might change the action of the jigs. I don't use it too often, but it also sometimes if they're not hitting that jig properly, the skirt helps. They can suck the hook.
Yeah.
So when a kingfish takes a jig, it actually sucks it in there. So if you got a skirt on it, it tends to suck it in better. You get a better hook set.
Yeah.
But we don't have too many problems with hooking kingfish. We lose the odd one that just hasn't got the hook properly.
Yeah, sometimes the hook goes on.
But I don't think you're never going to stop that. Eh? The colours. Blue.
Well, this has got everything in it. It's a new double trouble.
That's a new double trouble
from Catch.
We seem to be having quite a lot of luck lately with blues and pinks together.
Yep.
Combined. I haven't used this one as much as I should have been using it.
Is this out for sale now? Or not?
Yeah,
Oh, it is.
sale.
Oh, right.
I've actually only used it once, but it's just because we've had comps and everything. So
Yep.
I've just gone to what I know works.
Yep.
So I've left that for a bit, but I know this does work because the first drop at Matari, I had a kingfish on it, and I think it was a decent one too. Eh?
And then we've got like pink, blue, orange, white.
If you don't know what colour to put on, blue. If you're not unsure,
shiny blue.
Shiny blue. Blue can't go wrong. Eh? Kingfish love blue anytime. Sometimes towards the end of summer, they like the pinks there.
Right.
But not always. Eh? Sometimes you jig a pink jig and you won't catch anything. Eh?
So
sometimes that's all they want. Eh?
Watercolor.
Watercolor, very important.
Yep.
I think if the water's dirtier, you want to use a pink or an orange.
Just so that they can see.
Orange and the green water is deadly. Eh? I think with orange.
Look at the scuff marks.
That's got many kickies.
Yeah.
Harbours, fishing in harbours. That Whangaroa harbour.
Yeah.
The kingies love it because the water's slightly dirtier.
The eye's gone.
Oh,
the eyes are.
No, they get hit. There's another orange one.
Yeah. For the dirty water.
No, dirty water, harbours.
Yep.
And they love it. Snapper love these orange ones too. If you're using an orange, you are going to catch snapper as a bycatch.
Yep.
Blue as well. But orange, probably 2 snapper to 1 snapper, the blue one. I've caught everything on these jigs, John Dory, everything. But you never know what you're going to catch on them. Even the marker shot, that Mako was on orange.
Oh, that was horrible.
So colour. If normally winter, orange works very well. Green water, dirtier water. Summer, the blue water, the blue jigs can't go wrong.
Yep.
Pink. I don't use it too often. I know you like your pink one sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that one fish that I lost with the pink one. I just can't let that go. That's why.
And that's basically it. I carry a lot of assist hooks.
Yep.
So you can I can change the assist hooks quickly depending on what I'm catching. Always like to bring home fish. We eat a lot of fish. I don't like coming home without fish. So if I'm not catching any kingies, I'll change my assist hook quickly.
Yep.
Smaller assist hook, trying to get a bit more attention from snapper and stuff.
Or even trevally.
Yeah, and of course I'm big kingfish on these smaller hooks.
Yeah.
Especially if they swallow the jig.
I think if both of the hooks are hooked, then
no problem.
Yeah, you're not going to lose any.
I think you lose more of those than me because you're fishing pen slammers, so you got more drag.
Probably, yeah. put more pressure.
I've got lots of drags, so I tend to get away a bit more with that. I do a 20 kg drag.
But yeah.
That's basically it.
The jigging motion itself, we tend to not go too crazy.
Oh, there's no need to go fast at all, as you know. Hey?
Yeah.
Just a 1 meter jig thing, and a 1 meter, to put 1 meter on the wheel is not a,
that's bloody 2 meters.
It actually feels like you're only putting like 36 meters on there.
Yep.
So it's just a short movement to one wheel there. Up, 1 2, up, 1 2, up, and then 1 2 and down there. And just a nice rhythmic thing with the double troubles. You can slow it right down there.
Yep.
Maybe 2 seconds.
Even like slow pitch almost.
1 2.
Yeah.
1 2. 1 2. With the faster jigs like that, you can go a bit quicker.
Yep.
But
then the whole stroke will be the same. Like the length will be the same.
The length will be the same.
It's just faster.
You keep the rod the same height
Yeah.
that you're lifting. You're just speeding up the momentum.
That's it.
But it doesn't make any difference. Sometimes you get the fish on the first pull up off the bottom.
Yeah. Even today I had
there's
one.
No rules there. There's no rules. As long as the jig's moving, and they even hit the jig on the drop. I don't know how many you've caught on the drop, but often when I'm dropping down, especially when I'm not paying attention, I've hit the bottom and suddenly I realise, oh shit, it's only halfway down. I've got a fish on there. Just go real quick and you'll still hook that fish.
That's right.
Often I'll just, if I'm paying attention, I'll see my line stop halfway and just reel as fast as I can. I often, especially with the jigs we're using, they've got a lot of flutter going down like that.
More like the slow pitch ones even, right? Like,
I think that's
like
sort of what we're
these,
going for,
these ones, they tend to go like this. But the double troubles do the same thing.
Very similar. And that's why they're so effective for us, because we're getting fish going for it on the fast mechanical jigging and slow. Best of all the worlds. All combined. That's probably about it.
Fight.
Location, fight comes down to experience. I think.
I think the hardest part. Okay, well, I think really the hardest part would be being able to hook up, and then the second hardest part would be fighting the fish.
So if you got the Kingfish on longer than 2 minutes, you probably go to land it.
Yep. Why is that?
Because in the first 2 minutes it fights dirty. And if you can't get it up quickly and tame it, you're not going to land it.
So first 2 minutes we're trying to...
It's also like where you hook it. If you hook it one jig off the bottom and you're fishing in reefy area, which happens to us a lot, you just got to just small lifts and just get that fish up. You just got to hope for the best.
Short pumps, right?
Short pumps, get it up. Once you got it halfway, then you can drop your drag down a bit.
Let it run
and enjoy the fight.
Right.
But don't let it run back down to the bottom again.
You
start running.
you're just wasting your effort.
Also, when they start shaking, like a big kingfish will shake its head. Big head shakes like that. And often the hooks will pull out when they're doing that. So I try to stop that. And I feel they're starting to thump the jig like that. I'll just start putting more pressure on it and turn it.
So you can keep the head pointing up.
And stop it shaking its head. Because I've lost some good fish on that head shake.
So when you get like a real big king with the overhead, and if you try to like pump it out or stop it, you just like you full on like thumb the spool and try to like pull it up.
I'll thumb the spool on the first run. Probably don't need to thumb it after that. It'll just be after that initial hook that kingfish is going to turn. So sometimes they don't know they're hooked and they will swim up. And other times
we've seen that a lot.
I've seen it a lot, and you're lucky, and you just start pumping.
Because when they come up without realizing, we actually get that depth for free. Right, and then afterwards, once it realizes we still have a lot of depth to work with. Whereas if it starts diving from the bottom,
it's going to be a hard fight.
you're fucked.
You just got to hold it, eh?
Yeah.
It's not easy, and that's one of the challenges that we up against. But especially from the kayak, because you've got a platform that's also...
Yeah. So I guess when you get more experience, you can just kind of do it with instinct rather than thinking too much about it.
I think that's where a lot comes into it. Eh? It needs to be instinct. Eh? If you think too much, you're probably going to need...
Yeah, and plus when you're getting when you're getting hammered by a kingy, you kind of like blank out because like you're hardly just holding onto the rod. So
he just you've got a lot going through your mind. Eh? It can be one hell of a fight sometimes. Eh?
Yep.
Sometimes you wish you were with that. Comes nerve-wracking.
If you like hook up like once a year or something, you probably never know. But right, if you catch it all the time, then you know what exactly it feels like. Yeah.
But they can sometimes hit the jig hard. As you've seen before too, they fight harder on jigs than they do on live bait. And I think it's also because the jig's slapping them.
Yeah, in the face.
Protecting them. They just want to get away.
Yeah.
And they fight hard on a jig. Like they fight probably 50% harder than they do on a live bait.
100%. Yep, that's for sure.
Live bait, they're taking horizontally, so they.
Yeah.
I think it's more natural than live bait, so they're not.
Yeah.
With the jig, I think they realise quite quickly that it's something that they shouldn't have done. They go wild, they go mental.
They get angry.
Also a big kingfish, when you get up to the kayak, it will do dead circles as well.
Yep.
Like a big tuna.
Yep. And sometimes they will twist the hook and...
Twist the hook, and that's where I've lost a lot of kingfish.
Yep.
So you just got to be patient and just tire it out and get it to the side of the kayak and get it up there.
And my other thing was, when I was landing the big kingfish, I was actually quite scared to pull it out on the kayak because
I always take a long pause before pulling.
Yeah, because you know that it's gonna go crazy. It's gonna do flipping and all that kind of stuff right next to you. So that's a bit of a thing that you have to be careful.
They can go mental when you lift them too. That's why the comp I use my spear gear.
Yeah.
Just to eliminate the chance of losing.
Yeah, so you see them and you spear them and. Okay, Miles. So where do you jig?
A big question. Spot X. Our spot X is anywhere that they kingfish.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, usually.
But kingfish are everywhere where there reefs, and they are there somewhere. You just got to know where they are.
Yep. So you just look for contours.
We don't just fish one place, although we have a lot of luck sometimes in one place. But we can go catch kingfish anywhere, as long as you know what to look for.
Structure,
currents is when they come on the bites. That's when they come past. But we basically sitting on their motorway.
Yep. And then wait for them to come, right?
Waiting for them to come, and we're still jigging. So when they come past, they're straight into those jigs. When we catch kingfish, we mark every one we catch in a different area. So we always know that if we go there, we will catch kingfish there.
Yep, that's right. Okay. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up the video. We've only talked for about half an hour. Really, we can go on and on and on about jigging. So surely we haven't covered everything. If there are any questions, please leave comments. We'll definitely read them and try to answer you. We will be doing trips looking for some new spots for the rest of the summer. So stay tuned. We'll be posting videos quite consistently. Other than that, thanks guys. Cheers.